Good evening. This is Mark Lynch, Chair of the Katuitt Fire District Prudential Committee. It is 5:02 p.m. We are here on Monday, December 8th, 2025, for a tax classification hearing. I'm going to make a motion to reopen the previously suspended tax classification hearing that has been previously noticed. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mark Lynch, aye.
John Havel, aye.
We are waiting on, we are not waiting on committee member Burdick to arrive, but he is on his way. So we are going to start the discussion. We are here today with John Curran, who, as I understand, is the Director of Assessing for the town of Barnstable.
Yes.
Yeah. Table is yours.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. As just mentioned, my name is John Curran. I'm the Director of Assessing. And we are here for the fiscal year 2026 tax classification hearing for the Katuitt Fire District. If anyone wants to follow along on the pages, it's the same that's up on the screen right there. So we'll go right into it. The first slide that we're looking at is the FY26 values by class. When I say class, 101s are our single family homes. 102s are condos, 104s are two families, three families. Then we get into the 300s are commercial properties. 400s are industrial. And then all the ones that begin with a 5 are personal property. But the important one we want to look at is the bottom right-hand corner. The total for the district between real and personal property total value is $2,732,504,330. So that is the total value of all the real estate and personal property within the Katuitt Fire District.
And just to be clear again, that's $2,732,504,330.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
John?
Yes.
When I looked at the gateway, because I was preparing something for the group here, the rate was 207.
So what happens on this, and we won't know till we plug it in, the DOR rounds it out 6 spaces. So it would be 2.0. And then
Yeah, okay.
so it's a rounding error and it could be off a penny from the final submission. It shouldn't be, because let me see.
It doesn't matter really. I mean,
We're at 206.
yeah,
The 207, the one I have is gonna be more what's gonna go into the system.
okay.
The 207 will be there, because when I input it, I bring it out the 6 decimal points
Okay.
to coincide with what I have here.
Got it.
Just to be clear for those listening, DOR is the Department of Revenue, the State Department of Revenue.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, and where on this document are you and Ray discussing the rate?
Well, we got ahead of ourselves to do
Okay.
that. So we just went over that first slide with the values. And now I'm on the second slide, which is titled Change in Assessed Values. And this is just basically a change in the values from last year to this year. So the district realized a growth in overall property value of 3.37% in fiscal year 2026 as a result of the continued improving of the real estate market. The 2026 residential property values are based on calendar year 2024 sales data and will not necessarily reflect what's going on in the market today. So you can just look right here. Our residential for FY25 was a $2.5 billion. In this year, 26, it's 2.6. It's about an $84 million increase, or 3.27. You can go right down all the different classes and see the increase. So we are still in an increasing market, but overall, all property classes within the district increased 3.37% this year.
And personal, what are we referring to?
So personal property is the small business, any business that's in town, their assets that they have, whether they're computers, their desks, their stock and trade. there is a business personal property tax that Massachusetts applies to all businesses. And then the second component of that is the second home personal property tax. So anyone that lives in town, that this is not their primary residence, it's a second home. They would not qualify for the residential exemption. And they will also charge them on the contents of their house outside.
Okay, so that 37,931 figure is not the value of the real property, but personal property within those buildings.
Correct. Yes. All right, and we go to the next screen.
Just 37 million, right? Or am I right? Yes,
37 million.
Yeah,
What
sorry,
did I say?
37,000.
Sorry, for the record.
next, how we calculate the fiscal year 2026 calculated tax rate. So it's just a simple formula. We know in the bottom right that we have that 5,656,283,000 and about 5,656,283,096 is the levy, the amount that we need to raise. The way that works is we take the value of all the classes in the town, divide it by the amount to be raised. And that comes out to be, what we're proposing this year is a $2.06 fire district rate for Katuitt. Now we can look at some examples of how a single rate versus a split tax rate may work. Right here is a split tax rate. The state of Massachusetts allows every town to shift a portion of the burden to the commercial properties. It's called through the tax shifting process. So here we have it broken down. We're only allowed to go up to 1.5, so that's the maximum. So we have it from a single tax rate up to the 1.5, the maximum allowed shift in $5 increments. You can see for the first couple of classes, 1.05, 1.10, it stays about the same. It's not much of a change, but you'll look over in the commercial rate and that does start to go up. When we go to the next slide, we can see some real examples on that. So an average single family tax bill, the average single family value in Katuitt is just over $1 million. At the tax rate of $2.06, the tax bill would be $2,226.14. Where if we look to the right at the maximum shift, the average single family value remains the same, just over $1 million. You would see that the residents would, at a maximum shift, be a 3%, 3-cent decrease in the tax rate. So their average tax bill at the 1.50 shift would be $2,193. So doing the shift, the average single family home would save $32.44. Whereas, we'll look on the next page, the average commercial tax bill. So the average commercial value in town is $677,000. At the single tax rate of $2.06, the average commercial tax bill would be $1,300, just under $1,400. Where if we move the shift up to the maximum of the 1.50, which would apply a rate of $3.09 per thousand, that bill would increase to just over $2,000. And the average commercial bill would increase by $697 if we were to adopt the maximum shift. So what the recommendation, decision, and vote is to split between residential properties, commercial properties. It's very close and doesn't really lend itself to the lack of commercial, because majority of this district, Hyannis does a split district because they have a tremendous amount of commercial. With the limited commercial property in Katuitt, typically and historically, it has always been a residential factor of 1 within the district. So,
Any questions or discussions from the Prudential Committee?
Not me. That makes sense.
I would move then to keep the tax factor at a rate of 1.00.
Second,
Mark Lynch, aye.
Seth Burdick, aye.
John Havel, aye.
I will entertain a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Mark Lynch, aye.
Seth Burdick, aye.
John Havel, aye.
The meeting is now adjourned.
All right.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thanks.
everyone and I appreciate